The topic this afternoon is how do I know when to have sex so I can get pregnant? The This is trying to determine when ovulation is taking place. So either we can do an insemination or you can have time relations with your partner. And the simplest way to figure out one, if you're ovulating, and two, when you're ovulating, is to use a menstrual calendar. There are lots of apps that track this. Most people will ovulate approximately 13 to 14 days prior to the next period. So if you have a 28-day cycle, you're going to ovulate around day 14. If you have a 30-day cycle, it'll be around day 16. And if you are trying to conceive just based on cycle length, the best way to do it is in the middle of the cycle to have relations every other day. And that way, more than likely, you're going to be within 24 hours of when the egg is ovulating. If you want to add a little bit more sophistication, an ovulation predictor kit, which you pee on a stick, it turns color when you get a signal that you're going to ovulate, and most people will release the egg from ovulation either the day of the color change or the next day. If you're using an ovulation kit, it gives you the advantage of knowing, okay, you test in the morning, I'm getting a signal that I'm going to ovulate, so that's a good night to plan a nice dinner with your partner, get a nice bottle of wine, and have a nice evening. Make sure you have sex before you fall asleep, and more than likely you're going to be within 12 to 24 hours of that egg ovulating. Temperature charts, which for years we used to measure what's called basal body temperature, where it checks your temperature in the morning each day, is not very good at trying to predict when ovulation is occurring, but it is good to tell you that you did ovulate, in that your temperature will bounce around a little bit every day, but after ovulation occurs, it goes up about a degree and then stays there. So once you see that elevation and it's staying there, it tells you already have ovulated. If you combine the three things, you can be pretty good at guessing what day you're releasing the egg. The ovulation kit will tell you it's going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours at most. And the temperature chart says it did happen already. And obviously the time frame in between those two bookends is when you're most fertile. From a practical side, once an egg ovulates, it's probably good to be fertilized within a 12 to 24 hour period. Once sperm is ejaculated, it's good for at least 24 hours in most patients. If you have very low sperm counts, then sperm might not survive as well, and then doing inseminations drastically will help improve success rate. So that's just a little brief how to know when I'm ovulating. And the key is, obviously, if you have sex at the time that the egg is ovulating, you're much more likely to get pregnant than missing it by 2 or 3 days. So have a good afternoon, have some fun, and enjoy getting pregnant.